Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing kind of a different video. I am going to be sending off a pretty special card. Today it's a PSA. Usually I, clean cards, and sorry if I look up here, I actually wrote some notes on how to, do this video because I want to kind of explain the process I do to send a card out to PSA. So I have a membership. It's about $150 a year, and I think it's pretty worth it. You get a few promo cards and some pretty exclusive, I think numbered like art covers of the magazine itself. So it's kind of cool. But this is basically a card from Extra Booster. I think '03. Yeah. So One Piece card. Nico and this is the special art kind of SIR, and pretty cool card. I think it's a little bit inappropriate, but whatever. But yeah, I mean, this recently, yesterday, Raw sold for $1,110, and then a PSA 10 sold for $2,000 about March 12th. So I think this basically, is obviously worth to send out. Just a couple things I wanted to say before I start doing all this is if I don't clean modern cards, I don't even really wipe them. This basically went from the pack straight into a penny sleeve and then into the card saver one. This is how PSA wants you to send the card. I don't really mind doing exactly what they ask because I kind of like these products anyway. It's just your typical Ultra Pro penny sleeve and a card saver one. The Card Saver 2 are actually smaller, so Card Saver 1 are better and easier for them to extract the card. I was told that they actually cut and then extract the card, so doesn't really matter. You're also going to need big pieces of cardboard, nice and thick, to put the card in between. And sometimes they have ridges and flat surfaces. Put the card on the flat surface. Same thing with this side. Rigid, flat, put the flat surface. There you go. And then you would want to do rubber bands, like so. But I'm going to do that in a few minutes or whatever. I just wanted to kind of tell you the other process. When you log in to PSA, they're going to give you options of what you deem the card value as, and sometimes there's bulk options, which is a 20 card minimum, and then I'm doing this on memory, sorry. And then I think the third tier down is when you start getting into if you want to do individual cards. And I think they're almost at like $25 for your base. Or maybe that's bulk. I think it's $32 now for your normal. So don't quote me on that. But prices keep rising. It's crazy. But basically when you what the tier you select is what you deem the card value raw, not as what you expect the grade to be, because this basically is just your insurance on the max value of what the card you think is valued at. So if there is a damage to the card upon arrival, or if, let's say, the grader themselves damages the card somehow, you would get that value back. Not what it would be deemed as a PSA 10. So don't go in there and oversell it in a sense, but don't lowball it either, because you're just going to waste their time. Be honest. This card I looked at, it was sold for $1,110. The next cutoff is $2,500. So we actually made this card in that category of $1,500. So that's what we're sending it out as. I kind of forget the name of the actual category we're sending it as, but it's the one where it's going to cost $75 to grade the single card for a card that is $1,500 or less. If the card was $2,500 or more, it would be $150 to send out for the single card. So just keep that in mind. And obviously I don't mind spending $75 plus the $20 shipping it's going to take to get this card sent out. So I guess at the end of the day, this one card sent out and brought back to me is $100. So that's not too bad. Every return shipping is going to be $20, and if you have multiple categories that you want to send out. The reason you would do this is to save on shipping your way. So you would send multiple orders in the same box, and that would obviously save on your shipping. When they are done grading it and send it back to you, you're going to get whatever order's done first. So you're always going to pay multiple shipping if it's a different category. So let's say you have a card that's $2,500 and a card that's $1,500. So you're paying $175 and $100, but you're going to get both of those back at different times, because based on the value of the card is how speedy they are in grading, if that makes sense. If you have any questions, just ask. I'm very bad at explaining anything. So when you fill out all the paperwork, you're going to get 2 customer copies and 1, or I guess 2 PSA copies and 1 customer copy. You keep the customer copy. That's for your records. That has your credit card information and everything on it. The copy that PSA will get, they keep the first one, and then you will get the second one back. And also in that package is going to be just an items list, what is actually in the package. And those 3 pieces of paper go into the box, and you're going to print out this is not a shipping label, this is a submission label. So this is for when PSA gets the package, they scan that package and they know that it's you. This has nothing to do with your carrier, delivery carrier. So make sure you attach that SKU on somewhere else other than anywhere near the USPS or FedEx or however you want to ship it. And also, if you do the multiple orders in the same box, at the very end in the paperwork, you're going to have to take both of those submission IDs and basically merge them together or trash them, and it will create a new submission for you containing the information that this package has 2 submissions and not 1. So make sure you do that. It's very important. You don't want to make this any harder for them than it is. I've seen a graph where it's a non-correlating graph, which just means it's not good. It's one arrow is going one way and the arrow is going up of the amount of cards they're getting in and the production of them getting them out. So it's rough times out there. But one more look at this card. Like I said, I just instantly put it in, and I think it will get a 10. I mean, the centering is a little iffy from left to right, as you can tell. So I am aware of that, but other than that, the back centering is perfect, and I just think this card is, gorgeous. It doesn't really have white edges like Pokemon cards get. These things are, I don't know, made a little bit better, I guess. But, alright, hope for a 10, guys. So, you basically just, like I told you, I'll move the camera down now, so put the card in, nice and centered. Make sure it's not the rigid side. Bye-bye card. And I guess I have 2 sets of rubber bands here, 2 sizes. So the long skinny ones are going to go the long way, and the fat ones are going to go the wide way. You don't want to cause any stress. And this is exactly how they want it, just like that. And actually, before I send this out, I will write my name and what the card is on this actual cardboard. Just because, like I said, you want to make everything perfect. And if you do send multiple submissions in a box, this will help them know that, like, this is for that and that's for the other. Or if you send a bunch in order, that's also the other thing, is make sure your cards are in order. So when they open this cardboard, number 1 matches up with number 1 on your sheet. Number 2, same, just keep making sure that's how you do it. It really, really matters. Because you got to think that you might be having a sports guy grade your One Piece card, or someone who's really interested in Pokemon grading your Yu-Gi-Oh card. You just have to make this easy for everyone involved. So this is how it looks. It can't move. It's nice and secure. Very hard, sturdy. And then I just have it typical crappy box. I'm sorry, it's very bad. So, and I don't want to waste too much more time, but basically you're just going to want to, you know, layer everything and, you know, make sure everything is very nice. I'm just going to wrap this guy up and you know, I'm obviously going to undo this and write, like I said, what it is. I'm just doing this for the video's sake. Remember, I do no editing here, so, you know, and this is kind of what you're looking for. A little stuff on the bottom, stuff on top, and this is too much, obviously, but I would be putting that in there. But before, make sure, act like this is the paperwork. Make sure you have your, you know, your 3 pieces of paper, you know, your 1, 2, 3. It's going to have 3 sheets of paper. Fold them up nicely in order. Make sure it's PSA copy 1, PSA copy 2, and then the item list. And the item list can be in front or back, whatever, it doesn't matter. And then you just want to put it right on top, nice and easy. Load up your box. And if you created a label with them, then you are going to print it at your house and just asphyxiate it to the box, and then as well with your submission ID label, and you're good to go. Drop it off at any place, you're good. If you buy the shipping on PSA, it's good, it's insured, everything like that. It'll get there nice and safe. Sometimes if you have multiple orders in your PSA, you know, submission, that's when you have to go to a different carrier. And it gets a little confusing, but a lot of people use third-party shipping services. I actually don't, which is kind of dumb because you can save a lot of money using third-party shipping, but I just, you know, load it up and bring it to, I actually use FedEx because when they ship it back to me, they also use FedEx. So I just try to make it easy, literally easy for them. Everything's easy. So other than that, if you guys have any other questions, let me see if I... like I said, all return shipping is $20. The card value is raw, not graded, don't do their job. Let me see. You keep the customer copy and make sure you identify the items in the box. And yeah, I think that is it, guys. I think I covered everything. Like I said, I've sent out over 176 cards, weird number, but it's a PSA in the last few years, and I actually have not sent out a single one since like last February because they stopped doing deals and it was just been too expensive. But I actually got lucky this time, so I'm gonna actually send out a decent card for once. So I'll make a video when it comes back, and can't wait for the reveal, guys. Have a good one. Take care.